How you doing? Good, 'cause I wanted to know. Anyway, so what should we talk about today?
Southview High School in Hope Mills. Investigators searching for the teenager held a press conference just a few hours ago. Brian Mims was there. And Brian, what are they saying about the circumstances surrounding this girl's disappearance?
Jackie, what they're saying is the circumstances are a mystery. Hope Mills police are working with Fayetteville police, sheriff's deputies, the FBI. It's a task force of about 50 law officers to figure out what happened to this girl and where she is. At home, a family waits, losing a lot of sleep, but not losing hope. Danny, as everyone calls her, was missing.
No one knows what a mother goes through when I feel like my heart has been ripped out.
Danielle is a freshman at Southview High School. A good student, a popular student, her friends and police tell us.
The search began at a creek hidden deep in the woods, a place locals barely talked about but teenagers knew well. Fire pits, discarded clothes, and trampled dirt told a familiar story of late-night hangouts. What didn't belong there was the word "help" carved into the ground. A few steps away, investigators found a sock, soft, unmistakably a sleep sock. It wasn't something anyone would wear outside. It was something you wore when you were supposed to be in bed. That sock belonged to 15-year-old Danielle Locklear. Hope Mills, North Carolina, sat quietly just outside Fayetteville, close enough to Fort Liberty to be filled with retired military families, far enough away to feel insulated from the world. It was the kind of town where nothing much happened, where kids biked the streets and parents assumed safety was a given. Danielle had only lived there for 10 months, but she fit in quickly. Funny, energetic, popular and academically strong, she posted playful YouTube videos and seemed genuinely happy. Living with her aunt while her parents went through a bitter out-of-state divorce, Hope Mills felt like a reset. She had friends, school, and a boyfriend, Jekyll, an older varsity runner with plans to become a Marine. On the night of March 11th, 2014, Danielle was staying with her grandfather while her aunt, grandmother, and mother were out of town. Just before 9:45 p.m., she told him she needed to return a notebook to a friend who lived a couple of houses down the road. She said she'd be back in 2 minutes. She stepped outside, closed the door, and disappeared. When she didn't return, her grandfather checked the street, then walked to the friend's house. Danielle had never arrived. By morning, police were called. The case spread fast. Local officers, sheriff's deputies, and the FBI forming a task force of nearly 50. Danielle had vanished without a trace. At first, investigators hoped she had run away or was staying with friends. Her boyfriend said they hadn't spoken in days. They had recently broken up. Family members were stunned to learn Danielle hadn't gone to school the day she disappeared. She had been skipping classes and spending time at the creek, something they hadn't known. CCTV footage placed her there earlier that day. Witnesses said she seemed fine. The creek became the centre of the investigation. In addition to the sock, more of Danielle's clothing was later found nearby. K-9 units, firefighters, divers, everyone searched. Nothing turned up. Her phone's final signal pinged near Interstate 95 and appeared to be moving fast, suggesting she'd been in a car. Then the signal stopped. I-95 ran the entire East Coast. That realization widened the nightmare. Suspects surfaced and faded just as quickly. A classmate named Derek claimed to be close to Danielle, though no one else supported that claim. Rumours at school escalated, some violent, but when questioned, Derek's story unravelled into exaggeration rather than evidence.
Thing I know about her: white female, black hair, blue eyes, went missing March 11th.
Did you see her in school? Where'd you see her at?
Walking around in hallways. I basically said hey to her one time, and that was when I was talking to my friend Caroline. From what I've seen on Facebook, very beautiful face. She was a very, very beautiful girl.
So you infatuated with her? She kind of felt like a secret crush. No.
She was a little. She seemed a little too preppy.
Kind of standoffish.
Yeah.
Was she standoffish to you?
She seemed like a goody goody. And honestly, I don't hang out with goody goodies. Goody goodies have a bad habit of snitching.
Items seized from his home looked promising at first. Knives, a burn pit, a shovel. But forensic testing ruled them out. Another dead end. 10 days passed. Then 20. Hope Mills held its breath.
10 days after Danielle Locklear was last seen, police focused their search on this wooded area near the creek where the 15-year-old's family heard she may have been when she first went missing. It's at her school where police are asking volunteers to meet tomorrow morning to help continue the search for Locklear.
On April 2nd, an off-duty detective driving to a fishing spot noticed something floating in the South River. It was a body. Danielle Locklear had been underwater the entire time, tied to cinder blocks. She had been strangled. A sock had been forced into her mouth, the matching pair to the one found at the creek. The location raised new questions. The river was roughly 30 minutes from the creek. It was also 30 minutes from Jekyll's home. Police re-examined him closely. Text messages between him and Danielle from days before her disappearance were recovered. Angry, cruel, threatening. He had blocked her, but she kept finding ways to contact him. Investigators also discovered the same type of cinder blocks and rope used to weigh down Danielle's body at his residence. Still, they didn't have enough to arrest him. Jekyll claimed he was home the night Danielle disappeared. His mother and grandmother supported the alibi, though neither had actually seen him. His friend Dominic, who owned a car, refused to speak to police and hired a lawyer. Days later, Jekyll returned to the station and confessed. He said Dominic had driven him to Danielle's house that night. She climbed into the car willingly. They went to the creek to talk. Danielle claimed she was pregnant. Jekyll didn't believe her and demanded proof. He told her he would take responsibility if the child was his, but he would not get back together with her. According to him, the argument escalated. Danielle struck him. He said he blacked out. When he came to, he had strangled her. They drove her body to the river near his home, tied cinder blocks to her, and dumped her into the water. To cover his absence, Jekyll had scheduled text messages using an app to make it appear he was home all night. Investigators didn't believe the blackout story. They believed the creek had been chosen for privacy, the text for deception, and the outcome planned.
Body, if it is hers, really how did it get down there? Somebody could have done it, but trying to frame you. Because me and Mama know in our heart you ain't did nothing.
Too much. Okay. You're saying you didn't have anything to do with it.
Yes, sir.
How do you think that's going to make you look?
If y'all can prove it has something to do with it, which y'all are not going to be able to because it doesn't have anything to do with it, I'm going to look perfectly fine.
Well, then help me with this. Why did you fail the polygraph?
I was nervous. I'm nervous sitting here now, so you think I'm a smart kid.
Yeah, I do think you're a smart kid.
Why in the world would I put her down the street and around the corner? Where's my home? Yes, sir. Right there. I'm over there.
What if I tell you that we found the rope that she was tied up with
And y'all found the rope?
at your house?
Shouldn't be around.
Why shouldn't it be?
Because it has nothing to do with it.
Why the cinder blocks? Why the rope?
Yeah.
Why the polygraph? The evidence that's not going to lie. That's going to be the one thing that will get you in the end. You're going to look like a monster. You're not going to win this battle.
I took my wallet and I threw it against her window. She came out, she got in the car, and we went to the creek. And we sat down and talked for a while. And she was supposed to take a pregnancy because they're friends. The whole time was like, take it, you should prove it to me right now. We were talking at first, and then I was like, I told her, no matter if you have this kid or not, I'm going to take care of my responsibilities. If it's mine, it's mine. I'm going to do what I got to do to step up and be a man. But I don't want to be with you at all. And she flipped, and she snapped on me. She punched me in my face. And she slapped me and jumped on top of me and got all over me. So all I remember was I grabbed her. I was choking her. But you didn't know now. So many kids. Why would you do that? She was making a noise. When the sock was being placed in her mouth, did she move it on? Move her arms? She was done. Put her in the car. Threw her over the side, into the river. Taken to the grave and tunnel body.
Medical testing later confirmed Danielle was not pregnant. Jekyll pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and received a sentence of 25 to 31 years. Danielle Locklear's family was left with memories, grief, and unanswered questions.
To get her high school diploma. I cannot watch her get married. That's the only one I can't even have any more children to my. And you took that away from me. You ripped out my soul.
Police say the 19-year-old confessed to strangling Locklear during an argument. They say he and a friend tied cinder blocks around her body and dumped her into the South River. Danielle's body was found a month later.
I know there's nothing I can do there, what I can say. It's going to bring her back. But I do want to apologize for the actions that I made. I know sorry doesn't cut it, but I do want to say I'm truly sorry.
Malloy pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of second-degree murder and will spend a minimum of 25 years in prison without the possibility of parole.
The truth of what she believed, what she said, and what truly sparked that night died with her. What remained was the reality. A 15-year-old girl left her house for 2 minutes and never came back. In trying to protect his future, Jekyll destroyed it. And in the quiet town of Hope Mills, the creek in the woods would never be just a hangout again.
How you doing? Good, 'cause I wanted to know. Anyway, so what should we talk about today?